everyone and welcome to another episode of Star Wars Next Republic 2. I am Voodoo95. Let's continue. We were approached by a droid that looks kind of familiar, said we are his master. How do you know me? I'm not your master.
Answer. I am a survivor of the Harbinger, just as you were, Master. With the unexpected termination of my previous master, you are the only organic which I may now serve.
Who was your previous master?
Answer. The captain of the Harbinger, Master. I was in transit to Telos to facilitate communications and terminate hostilities. However, we did not arrive at our intended destination.
What happened?
Irritated answer. Oh, Master, it is such a long, dull story, and not terribly relevant to our current situation.
Why don't you tell me anyway?
Hesitant explanation. That has been the subject of considerable discussion since our arrival here, Master. Many have attempted to claim you, and this unit, as salvage. I was crudely interrogated concerning our brief history together on board the Harbinger, before its communications, weapons, and engines suffered the cascade failure that disabled the ship.
How come I don't remember any of this?
Speculation. It is possible you were incapacitated and locked in the well-shielded cargo compartment as the Harbinger was being systematically crippled, Master.
Locked?
Clarification. By locked, I meant sealed, Master. My vocabulator seems to be malfunctioning.
You said I was incapacitated when all this was going on?
Clarification. Yes, Master. No doubt the flurry of destruction on board the Harbinger somehow drugged you into a stupor from which you could not awaken. Most curious.
Drugged? What do you mean drugged?
Placation. Merely a turn of phrase, Master. The implication that your state was due to the result of ingesting large quantities of human juice was unintentional. I meant to communicate only that you were somehow rendered unconscious before you were locked securely in the cargo hold.
There, you said locked again.
Clarification.
But how did I get from the Harbinger to here?
Recitation. Following the unusual set of coincidences that led to the cascade failure in the Harbinger's systems, we were boarded by a small freighter with unknown ID codes. It appeared that this freighter had been attacked, and the captain wanted to study it. This freighter appeared to be still spaceworthy. Your cargo compartment was breached, and you were taken on board the freighter shortly before the Harbinger's systems began to go critical. I, too, managed to board the freighter before the Harbinger's destruction. We were most fortunate to have survived, Master.
I don't really trust this droid. Why would they take me... Any idea what had attacked the small freighter?
Evaluation. Master, I do not know. Judging from the damage, it had been attacked by a much larger vessel. And when it attempted to escape the Harbinger with you on board, it was fired on again. Addendum. It does seem odd that such a small vessel has a high probability of attracting the attention of much larger vessels. Not a welcome trait in a freighter, to be sure.
What was this freighter that the Harbinger brought on board?
Explanation. I believe it was a smuggler's vessel by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Speculation. As to its purpose, I do not know. Perhaps it was always its intention to play dead, then kidnap you off the Harbinger and rob me of my bounty.
Rob you of your bounty? Okay, you just pretty much... Yeah, it's pretty obvious that you are trying to claim the bounty for the exchange.
Clarification. By bounty, I refer to your life, Master. It would pain me to see you damaged in any way. That is why the arrival of this Ebon Hawk caused me considerable distress.
Yeah, okay, right, whatever. Liar. Not a very good liar in your programming, Why did the Ebon Hawk come here?
Apology. My memory core cannot provide a clear answer on that point, Master. Suffice to say that once we arrived at this floating rock, our situation became much clearer.
How so?
Explanation.
And how did they find out I was a Jedi?
Surprised answer. Why, I told them, Master. You are the exiled Jedi who served with Revan in the Mandalorian Wars, are you not? I hope all that has happened has not been the result of a miscommunication. If so, then the problem lies with the core word databases, which are notoriously spotty.
So it wasn't that guy in the mining team that told us, it was the droid standing right before us. That information wouldn't have been in core word databases, only in Jedi archives.
Indignant exclamation. Master, I am only a protocol droid, but it is part of my function to know such information and relay it to any interested parties in the interests of terminating any potential hostiles.
Potential hostiles?
Quick clarification. Apparently my vocabulator has suffered some damage, Master. I meant terminating any potential hostility.
Sure, What happened when the miners when we arrived?
Answer. All that has happened has been because they believe you to be a Jedi, Master. They debated what to do with you as you lay unconscious in the medical bay. One group seemed intent on selling you as property. The other group opposed this.
Then what happened?
3 standard hours after the division between the miners became apparent, accidents began to occur throughout the facility. A result of improper maintenance, I believe. These accidents coincided with the degradation of the mining droid behavioral cores. Crude models are prone to such failures, resulting in murderous rampages. The mortality rate of organics in the facility rose quickly.
So what happened to the rest of the miners?
Many miners began to join you in the medical bay as a cascade of flawlessly timed detonations occurred in isolated gas pockets in the lower levels of the facility. The explosions herded the miners into emergency sections of the station, quickly and efficiently cutting them off from communications and facility control. But sadly enough, not the ventilation systems.
Sadly enough? What do you mean?
You see, the explosions had damaged specific sections of this facility's ventilation systems, causing a slow, lethal buildup of toxic fumes in the dormitory level.
Are you responsible for all of this?
Defensive answer. Master, I am a protocol droid, not a well-crafted assassination droid of unrivaled sophistication. To have carried out the actions that took place here would have required an unusual set of skills. It is highly unlikely I possess the knowledge of how to reprogram the memory cores of base worker class droids into killing machines, let alone to terminate the organics at this facility, utilizing only Aerotech 500 series laser mining drills and explosives fashioned from proton missile cores.
I think you're responsible.
Admission. I cannot and will not attempt to change your mind, Master. I would urge you to consider that your counter-tank treatments may have caused some disorientation.
I've had some more questions for you.
Of course, Master. How may I be of assistance?
What are you?
Proud answer. I am an HK series protocol droid, Master, skilled in transorganic relations and communications. This model has been responsible for the facilitation of communications and termination of hostilities across the galaxy. I am fluent in over 6,000 forms of communication and am also capable of nuances of expression ranging from irony to veiled threats.
Okay. Veiled threats?
Clarification. Oh, yes, Master. Sometimes the facilitation of communications and termination of hostilities requires the use of every weapon in one's verbal arsenal. The unspoken threat of violence to a listener's loved ones, or if possible, their entire planet, can effectively break the deadlock in the most stubborn of negotiations.
More questions? Have you seen a T3 unit?
Hesitant answer. A T3 utility droid would be a common sight in this facility. It is indeed curious that I have not seen many since my arrival. However, I feel I must inform you that, droid prejudice aside, T3 models exhibit
The unit was not. The unit was last seen near the hangar.
Answer. Then that would explain why such a T3 unit isn't here, Master. I believe my photoreceptors are functioning adequately enough to verify that.
Then maybe you can answer something else for me then.
Of course, Master.
What's that body there?
Answer. That is all that remains of the maintenance officer, Master. At the end, he was quite incoherent from the pain, and attempts to facilitate communications with him proved useless. I heard his dying screams as the droids he tended turned on him, mining him like a piece of asteroid rock.
Did he say anything at the end?
Recitation. Oh yes, Master. The record of his last moments were...
5 droids, burning through the outer door. They're forcing their way into the base. Please, someone that... Oh no, they're through! Oh, my leg! They're burning through my leg! Oh, stop! Stop, please!
Addendum. His remaining attempts at communication are variations in decibel, Master, ranging from frenzied screams to gibbering inarticulate attempts to beg for his life. Of course,
More questions. Last one. I'm looking for a way into the Paragus hangar bay.
pitying answer. Oh, that is unfortunate, Master. The hangar is sealed behind a containment field. It would be impossible to open it.
And then how did the T3 unit get through it?
Clarifying query. Did the T3 unit go through the door? I regret ignorance of that fact, Master. Although the door could have been opened from the opposite side without much difficulty, a flaw in the emergency lockdown procedure, which the automated systems have most likely corrected.
What about override codes?
Answer. Only the Paragus administration officer would have such codes, Master. If he hasn't already been murdered in an unfortunate accident, then he is trapped in the dormitory section, which has been effectively cut off from the facility by explosives.
There must be another way to reach the dormitory.
Theory. You could walk across the surface of the asteroid to the dormitory airlock, but such a route would be extremely hazardous, and I do not wish to see you damaged.
Those miners could be hurt or in danger. We need them to make sure they're alright.
Warning. Master, continued exploration of this facility may place you in unnecessary danger. I encourage you to return to the medical bay and wait for retrieval from a vessel that is no doubt on the way, even as we continue this pointless conversation.
I'm going to find those miners and you're going to help me.
Weary resignation. Very well, Master, but there is very little that I can do. You see, the airlock is sealed by a code.
Alright, so how do I get the code?
Correction. Oh, I already possess the code, Master, but I am afraid that it will do you no good.
And what do you mean by that?
Condescending explanation. Master, the console governing the droid maintenance area and the airlock is voice-printed musing. In the last days of his life, the maintenance officer was quite careful about voice protocols, bordering on paranoid obsession. Conjecture. I suspect once he realized something was wrong in the facility, he voice-locked the droid bay functions. A prudent measure, but in the end, he met the same fate as the rest of the organics.
But you do know the code.
Condescending explanation. Oh, yes, Master. The code is maintenance control voice print ID R1B5. But unless the maintenance officer speaks the code, it is useless.
Getting tired of your condescendingness. You can mimic voices, can't you speak the code?
Objection. Master, to commit such an act would be in violation of the ethics programming most droids are believed to possess. I am afraid there is nothing that can be done.
Believed to possess?
Irritated statement. Master, if you insist on echoing everything I say, this already
God, finally! That was way too long of a conversation. Right, what do we got? The HK unit you encountered in Prius says you were incapacitated and taken off the Harbinger in a freighter. Been picked up by the Harbinger not long before your kidnapping. Looked like it had been in a battle. Right, okay. So we need to get the codes from the administrator who's in the dormitory. We need to get to the dormitory. But code is voice printed, which means we need the dead guy to say the code. Kind of problematic when he's dead. So what do we got? We got stuff. Let me see. Oh, get used to these kind of droids. These are new mining droids that we'll soon be seeing. Lots of components. Got a plasteel cylinder here with a sonic imprint sensor. With the protocol droid's help, I've finished work on the sonic imprint sensors. I've installed them in the mining droids, but I'm locking up the original here to prevent the other miners from using its ability to record and play back voices to override the droid's voice print protocols. So this basically allows us to record voice prints and stuff, which is exactly what we need. So let's see if we can upgrade any. Can't upgrade that with anything yet, but we can upgrade our Vibroblade with an ion, which is exactly what we need when we're fighting droids. Let me see if I can create any items. Wow, we can create a lot, but we've not got any skills to do it. Oh, so annoying. I don't have any skills in order to do this. I can't make anything. Oh, sucks. Can't make a single thing. Can't even make a longsword. Right, okay. So there's nothing we can really do. We can't really make much. Come on, you do a lot more damage than that. You've now got ion in your Vibroblade. Right, try and take that down with a sonic grenade, that maintenance droid. Stun, and now go in for the kill. Awesome. We leveled up as well. Yes, I can up my attributes. Oh, I could up my strength even further. But I do want to get my intelligence at least up to modifier of 0. So I'm going to focus on upgrading my intelligence for now until it's at least a modifier of 0. I'm going to up my persuade again. No feats this time, strangely enough. Right, what do we want? Do we have access to anything? Mind trick distracts a non-droid target, meaning we see by them. I think I'll get burst of speed and get ready, because these master speed and night speed are powers that I do want. Droid optimized interface. Impact armor. Okay, let's switch over to our plasma thing. Never mind, these are the droids that I was saying we now have to fight. We do not want to be fighting them with a plasma torch. Let's stun this big guy. Can I stun you instead? Can't stun any of you guys. You're both fighting me on that. No, hang on. I need to swap and then... Thankfully they're not too bad, but they are tougher. Now let's switch and bash. This guy. Come on. Fine, I'll bash. Doesn't really do much, but I just hate having one door open and one door shut. There's actually nothing in this room apart from that droid. Okay, we've got more droids. Can I stun you? I did manage to stun him. Good, it worked. Let me just take this guy down with a sonic grenade. Come over here. We've got mines. Let's actually, we do not want those mines to even touch us, so I'm actually going to swap out to mining laser for now. Awesome. So, what do we got here? Security door that's locked. So that's it. This takes us back up to the Paragus administration level, which we might have to go back up to. Oh, we've got a plasteel cylinder here. Skill too low. Security tunneler. Awesome, that got us in. Chemicals, components, a reflex package. Awesome. Nice, reflex +1. Maintenance station. I don't think we actually... Let's not waste the spike on the fuel depot layout. Let's access the cameras. There's the containment field. There's the maintenance level. That's where we were before. The fuel line sensors. There appears to be a damaged T3 unit dumped into the fuel line. It may be T3M4. That's not good. Not good at all. Okay, what about the comm systems? Damaged. Inoperative. Okay, still inoperative. What about the maintenance logs? Now this is the thing, what I'm going to try first is, now that we've got the sonic sensor, we can basically try and piece together enough of the maintenance guys' logs to have a code. Or we can be crafty and attempt to get the protocol droid / assassination droid to tell us it. Right, can you play back the maintenance officers, or we could talk about... Do that, and then he'll talk about all that, tell out the voice print protocol, and then but you do know the code, and then we should, well, actually, I think you need to have like a wisdom or awareness. There we go. Persuade plus sonic sensor. The fact that you can mimic voices is pretty impressive. What would it sound like if you did speak the code to the console? I understand if you're limited functionality. Well, that is probably more better because he's pretty vain, so we're going to go with the second one. Hopefully it works. Yes!
There's nothing wrong with my communications functionality. I will prove it. A recitation. Maintenance control voice print ID R1B5. There. Was that sufficient, Master?
Yes, I think that's all I'll need. And we just tricked him into speaking the thing for us, and that saves us some time, because otherwise we would have had to run around and got I think it's like three different logs, and we would have had to have gone back up to the administration level, as well. So let's just return to the main console functions and enter the voice print code.
Maintenance control, voice print ID, R1B5.
Awesome. Now let's access the maintenance logs.
Finished the sonic imprint sensor prototype for the mining droids. Everyone knows they need an upgrade. The sensor should allow me to issue voice commands to them rather than manually adjusting their routine each time the mining specifications change. I've been keeping the sensor in the maintenance workshop for the time being. I wanted to test it first by recording and playing back some simple voice commands. Finished my examination of the droids from the Evan freighter. The T3 unit looked like it had shut itself down. The protocol droid, however, made up for it. It talked my ear off for most of the hour, asking questions about the facility, the personnel, and so on. Still, it wanted to make itself useful, so I put it to work until its master wakes up from the med bay. It seems to have some skills in speaking a droid behavior course, so there's been some trouble with some of the mining droids, so I'm signing them off.
So it's clear that this protocol droid is really an assassination droid. It's clearly responsible for everything that happened here. The maintenance officer also, like, literally set the protocol droid to work on the maintenance droid, the lead maintenance droids.
Been speaking to the protocol droid about the Jedi in medbay. I thought they'd all gone away or been killed in the Jedi Civil War. The droid told me that his master's the only Jedi he knows of in all the galaxy, and that the Jedi had served in the Mandalorian Wars almost 10 years ago. That would have meant that the Jedi served under Revan for a time. Maybe the Jedi knows what happened to Revan after the end of the Jedi Civil War.
I know what happened to Revan after the Civil War because I've read the expanded universe.
Been too busy to enter a log for a while. There's been more and more accidents since that Jedi arrived. The miners are starting to get restless, especially Corda. Corda said the exchange is offering a huge bounty on Jedi Knights and that we can make a fortune if we sell the Jedi to Nar Shaddaa. Security shut down that idea pretty quick, but I don't think Corda and his men are going to give up that easy. I mentioned the trouble with the Jedi's protocol droid. He seemed concerned about his master's safety. I told the droid not to worry. The Corda wouldn't.
Voice print ID.
When the dock officer reported the droids repairing the Ebon Hawk, I saw the voice print ID on the droid console system. Someone ordered them to repair that freighter, but I can't find a trace of the order anywhere. If anyone tries that again, they won't be able to do it from this terminal unless I let them. The voice print should cut any user off from the central functions unless I get the code.
Well, unless you can mimic voices or have a sonic sensor.
The maintenance check on the droids didn't help. If anything, the accidents have increased. Security interrogated me about the droids and they weren't too happy with my answers. I don't understand it though. These aren't combat models. They shouldn't even know how to attack. I can't help but think, what if somebody staged the initial trouble with the mining droids just to get them all sent to maintenance and then did something to them? I think security's right. Someone's trying to sabotage this facility and they're using the droids to do it. But why?
Well, Jedi, money. Open door to airlock with maintenance officer override. So now, with that, the airlock is now done. So we can now go out, but we need, let's open the inner door. We need a space suit, which there is one right in here. Can't equip it though. It equips automatically as you go out, but I'm going to save. And end the episode here. So thanks guys very much for watching this episode of Star Wars Old Republic 2. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel for even more content, and also dropping by my Twitch to watch me stream whenever I do. Thanks guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.